This is Canada. Faith matters. And we simply cannot celebrate our historic birthday next year without our religious reality, past, present, and future, being a part of those festivities. We don't hear much about faith in public life, in public square. And so we think that we're pretty much as communities on our own. So when you look at the numbers and you realize that the vast number of Canadians are engaged in spiritual activity or worship or prayer or formal communities of faith, it's a bit surprising. This is Canada. Faith is a significant part of who we are in this country. We're saying as a collective community of people of faith, of all faiths, that faith matters to us personally. It shapes who we are. It shapes how we respond to our neighbor. It shapes how we engage the world around us. We're bringing it with us into public life. And we don't want it shunned or privatized or pushed to the side because of fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is who we are.
We see expressions of faith both when people are at their best and when people are at their most disrupted and most afraid. And we read in the news every day about people living in times and places of social chaos who are marching under the banner of faith traditions. And it speaks to me socially and culturally as a Jewish person. We need to supplement that with increasingly positive stories about the good that faith communities can do. And we see some of that good where there are social needs around issues of homelessness, around issues of addiction, around issues of refugee resettlement. We see that people of faith come together across divisions without question to improve the world. But it's very rare for all of us to have the opportunity to sit down together in a facilitated discussion and talk about where we might gather forces and what we might do together.
I've had a deep faith for years coming out of the Protestant tradition. Now I run a foundation called City in Focus, and our tagline is caring for the soul of the city. So in doing that, we are constantly building bridges with the other religious community. I am a great believer that we have more in common than what we have separate. And I believe when we can work together and have relationships and friendships and partner, we can advance good causes that we all agree to.
Like any really good relationship, we have to make time for each other. And so these are excellent opportunities for us to come in, get to know one another, build those relationships, because it's the different lenses. When we look at an issue and we come in from all these different perspectives, we're able to illuminate, I want to say, the issue or the challenge or the solutions from so many different ways. And so every angle is important. From a Sikhi perspective, we believe in participating, and so I come here to offer a lens from my perspective, and then we can go from there and figure out what the next steps are.
There is a limit to how much we as a general population society are prepared to accept religion and spirituality in the public square. Even people who reject religion, those who reject religion, more than half of them do acknowledge and see that prayer adds something to the lives of people who pray.
Reginald Bibby is one of Canada's preeminent research on sociology of religion, and he said it bluntly: it's a new day for religion in Canada. What most of us thought was happening isn't happening. Religion is not going away.
So as a Canadian, I'm here to listen, and I encourage us to be curious about each other, because I think we'll learn things and have these aha moments that will help us in our change making that we're passionate about.
How do we build religious conversation and spiritual conversation in this country in a way that feels like it can be a welcome, layered part of society.
If we are to celebrate faith in Canada after 150 years, we are best to do so not to pretend we are all one faith, but by showing the real strength of people of diverse faith coming together for the good of faith itself.